Okay, hi, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Adriana and I'm going to teach you how to be a copywriter. So today's video is about writing service pages. I've received a comment not long ago when somebody asked me how to write a service page, and I'm pretty sure I've received this request before, so I thought that today is the perfect, beautiful day to tackle service pages. So let's get into it. So the first stage and the first step of writing a service page, or any type of copy actually, is gathering the information. So this is when you put your FBI hat on and you get down to business. You would do this in collaboration with your client, or if you're writing the service page for yourself, you would obviously do this by yourself. But anyway, don't worry, it's a fun job to do, and actually probably this is the most exciting part. So during the research, you basically want to understand a few things, and I talk about this a lot on the channel, but let me just sum them up again. Okay. So you want to gather information on the service. Let's say that your customer, your client, has an online course. You're going to ask your client to give you access to the course so that you can go inside and look around, get comfortable with it, see what it's like to use it, and basically you want to put yourself in the shoes of your customer's customer. Now, if the service it's your own service, maybe it might be a good idea to listen to other people's opinions on it, because when we produce something, we have a certain way of viewing it and we understand it from our angle, but what we really need to do is we need to be on the other side. So it's kind of hard to not be biased when it's your own product. That's why I would recommend either speaking to previous customers or giving the service to somebody in exchange for a testimonial, or just letting somebody use your product and give you feedback if it's a friend or somebody who just loves to do that. So once you understand the product and stuff, you also want to understand the market. So you would look at the competition to see what they're doing and how they are offering this service. You would also look at what people are saying about what the competition is offering, or this general issue or the general need in general. And you would also want to understand where the market is at this moment, because with certain things, for example, you see when trends come up, like at one point we had those spinny things, and like everybody had one of those, right? So you saw how the trend kind of emerged. A few people had them, some people were interested, but most people didn't even know what they were. Then the trend went up and like the market was just oversaturated. Like you could get them everywhere. Pretty much every store had them. You could even get them as like phone accessories and key rings and all these different things, and then they disappeared. Okay, so if the service is being offered at this point where not many people are aware of it, or it's something new, then it will be marketed differently to when it's at the peak, and then it would also be marketed differently if you were trying to make it re-emerge. Okay, so just to sum up what I just said, because that was a very lengthy section, that you want to understand like how the product fits into the market and at what stage of its existence it is right now, because that's going to help you write the copy for the service page. So then you would go deeper into the market and you would go into the client avatar. So in this section you would basically explore who would be the person that would buy this product, why they would buy it, what kind of things related to the issue they're having, what kind of solution does the service or the product provide. I'm going to link my video on client avatars in the description below so that you can go and check it out, because that's when I go into more detail about writing the client avatar and getting it together. The last part would be to bring all of the research together into creating an offer. So basically when you create the offer, it ends up being the outline of your service or landing page. And also when you create an offer, it's kind of like it's a way to make sure that you don't miss anything out and all the important things are going to be in the service page. So the second step to the process of writing a service page would be to sit down and generate ideas. So first of all, you could take the features and benefits and, for instance, try to generate many benefits in a very creative way. So for example, if you're selling high-speed Wi-Fi, the benefit of that could be that you can get more work done while you're at home, right? But then you could think of other benefits, like, well, you would save money because you wouldn't have to go to Starbucks every day, or you wouldn't get like Wi-Fi rage, right? Like some people get really angry when their Wi-Fi stops working, so they like smash their computer. Another benefit could be that you could get your work done quicker, so then you could watch more Netflix. So you just want to get creative. So basically it's almost like you take the product, like let's say I take this phone and I look at it from every angle, I use it, I try to do things with it that are not the standard way of doing things, kind of like when kids try to figure out what something is when they've never seen it before. They don't have a set idea of what it is. So that's the kind of mind you want to go into it with. You want to go in like a child who doesn't know this or doesn't have preconceptions about it, and then just kind of dig out as much as you can possibly dig out. Then you would use that to kind of move you into the process of generating the headlines and generating like cool ideas to include in your copy. So in step 3, you would basically start to develop the different sections of your landing page. So for example, the way you format your landing page is completely up to you. There are certain formats that are most commonly used, so you can just stick with those. But some landing pages can be different, and it's okay to do that. It just depends on what you feel is going to work best with your copy. So I'm just going to use any format that I can think of, but you have to remember that you can completely and absolutely be flexible with this. So for example, you could start with a headline, then you would have a call to action, then you would have a paragraph explaining the product and what it is, or you could have it the other way around. You could have a headline, you could have a subheading which would explain what the product does, and then you would have a CTA. Then underneath it, you would have the main copy. Now this could be, for example, a list of benefits. This could be formed as a letter, it could be a story, it could be a video. I don't know, it just depends on the project, and you might also need a few different versions to test. Then underneath you would have the social proof, the guarantee, the pricing, the payment options, and then also you would have pictures of the service or what it feels like or looks like to receive the service. You could also have a how it works section where you explain how a person basically goes through the process of signing up. And you would have calls to actions just sprinkled throughout. Okay, the next step would be to basically write out all of the sections using whatever you've done so far. And then the next step would be to edit. And then the next step would be to take a step back, then come back, edit some more, and then it should be good. So the reason I say like you write and edit on separate days is because I really think that it's easier to just sit down and write a ton of words. Just whatever comes to you, just let it flow, don't criticize it when it comes. And then you come back and you edit it and you make it smaller, more concise, more concentrated and better. And then after you do like the first bulk of editing, you might feel a little bit tired, so it's best to just step away from it for a day or a few hours if you can't afford a day, and then come back to it with a fresh mind. Then I also like to give my copy to someone else for their opinion, or to hear someone read it out loud and discuss it with them as they read it. Then I would go back and edit it again, and then usually by this point it's ready. Now, if you don't have someone to help you or you don't have an editor, you absolutely have to use Grammarly to catch any mistakes. Hemingway app is also a very good software that helps you pick up on sentences that are hard to read or too cluttered. And also you can find like text-to-speech voice synthesizer kind of thing that reads the copy out to you, or you can record yourself read it and then play it back to yourself so that you can hear it being read and make changes accordingly. So that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments before. I'm really interested in what you guys think about these videos as you watch them. So please leave me a comment. And also don't forget to like this video if you think it was good. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.